Hello, I'm Jess Arce, America's dyslexia expert and CEO of 3D Learning Experts. And today I am busting myth number 7, which is about words and sounds. So, people think words are easy. Well, not necessarily for those of us with dyslexia. If you hear someone say Paschetti or certificate, that's one of the questions on my assessment that I give all of our new students, is to break the word certificate into sounds. And they have so much trouble with that word, certificate. Very often they will say they'll switch around the two middle syllables. I can't even do it now. But anyway, so my son used to say he was going to church. He said the ch at the end, but struggled with it at the beginning. My husband struggles with the ch sound, and he used to blame it on being Hispanic. And at first I thought, well, maybe that's true. But then I realized a lot of Hispanic people say the ch sound just fine. That was before we realized he was dyslexic. So, anyway, sounds can be really hard, and it doesn't matter how old you are. I actually tutored my husband when he was in his 40s, and so it wasn't until then that he really got a grasp of sounds. He still struggles with it a little, the CH sound, but the rest of the sounds that he had difficulties with, he smoothed out, and they don't give him trouble anymore. Another challenge with words for people with dyslexia is they very often will look at the first sound and the last sound and guess what the word is. Like if they're reading a book and it has a picture of a house, they may say house one time and home another time. That's because they are associating the word with what they know it needs to be, and they see the H and they see the E, and both words begin and end the same, and they pretty much mean the same thing. But that's because they're really not reading. They're just inferring what they believe that they're supposed to be reading. Another thing is like if there's a longer word, so like awesome or aware, they both start with an A and end with an E. So our minds are locking in this visual shape of the words, and they're not actually reading the words. So that's something very common you will find among a lot of people with dyslexia, is difficulty with reading words. And saying words is another challenge. On a previous video, I mentioned how my boyfriend in high school, when I went back to visit after going to college, he mentioned that my vocabulary hadn't improved. I now know because of my dyslexia, because it's harder to think of words to use, and so it's easier to come up with the smaller, simpler words than it is the big, fancy words. So anyway, that's just something about words that you might not have known about people with dyslexia.